What happened in the month of July in Edmonton's real estate market? You're gonna wanna stay tuned as we talk about that right now. Hi, my name is Melody Wilson with the Real Life team at Real Broker, and we're gonna talk to you about what's been going on in our Edmonton's real estate market. Now, you know that we had this big boom of business, of sales, of inventory lacking from February to about May, and then in June we started to see a turn, and it has continued to decline in July. Now, a lot of people are blaming the interest rates, and that is one of the factors that has played a big role in it, because an interest rate increase of 1% is actually quite significant, and with rumors of it continuing to increase again in the fall, people are still quite apprehensive. You've also got the combination of people losing out on multiple offers earlier this year, giving up for a while, maybe getting priced out of what they wanted to buy. Now, is it a good time to sell and buy now? And what happened in July? So in the month of July, the active listings went up month over month and year over year, and the sales went down both month over month and year over year. So what that means is we have more available to buy from now, and we have less sales. So obviously we are no longer in a market where the sellers have all the power. When you have a low amount of houses for sale and a lot of demand, the sellers have a bit more power in their hands. Now, because there's more inventory on the market and less people are buying and willing to buy, we have to make sure as sellers that we are gauging the market in terms of how to price a home. Typically, we look at pricing a home on the sales of what has happened recently in the last 60 days. Now, it's really important because the market's shifted again. It shifted earlier this year to a peak market and a seller's market, and now is shifting into a balanced market and potentially a buyer's market. Again, it depends on the area that you're buying in, because some places are still selling extremely quick. So if you take a look at the 13-month market history, you'll see the big uptick that we had this year and the continual decline. I suspect that our sales are going to continue to decline over the next few months, and we probably won't see sales increase substantially until probably February or March of next year. So as you can see in the average days on market in July, it went up to 35 days, which is higher than the month of June. And if you look at the 13-month history, you'll see that it actually has increased days on market from now until winter, and then spring is when it kind of gets quicker to sell now. So does average days on market mean that your house will take that long to sell? That's just an average. It can still take longer or less. In the single family home market, if things are priced properly, they show well, it's still going to move quickly. There's still people wanting to move in before the dreaded S word comes down into our city of Edmonton, which we're so much enjoying summer right now. We all know what's around the corner. And now when you think about winter is coming, winter is also coming in the sense of our real estate market values. So the average price in Edmonton is still over $500,000 for single family homes. We did see a sharp increase in the average price from January to February, but then we did see it start to decline in May. But in June and July, it's consistently stayed growing, but very minute growth. It's not like a big 10%, 11% growth that we saw earlier this year. So if you take a look at the listing absorption rate, we are now more in a buyer's market than we are in a balanced market. It's 20% chance odds of selling homes. Basically what it's saying is of the homes listed, 20% of them will sell. And how can you be in that 20%? Like I mentioned earlier, the right price. And the right price is such a crucial thing for you to think about as a seller right now, because you don't want to wait and then respond. You want to be able to make sure to price that home exactly right, because as the days continue, the market continues to change, and then you end up chasing the market. This is what we saw a few years back when we were in a declining market. And we are declining this year. I wouldn't say that we're completely declining, but I don't foresee that our market is going to improve at all in price ranges or in the speed of sale until the earliest is next spring. So as you can see, the trend in terms of where the sales are happening, it's still the $4 to $499 that's the most popular, and then $5 to $500, and of course $3 to $399 is the next popular price point. And so Edmonton is still really affordable to own a house in, and though the interest rates went up and people are qualifying for less, it doesn't change the fact that people necessarily want to spend that extra money. So what they're doing is, instead of spending that extra money, they're compromising on the size of the home that's available. Maybe they're compromising whether it's a new build or resale. In the new build world, their prices are still pretty high. We have started to see some of the builders start to show some incentives and some discounts, which we haven't seen for probably about a year and a half. In their boom, they've had a longer stretch. And why would anyone pay those prices versus just go into resale? Well, one, people were going to buy new builds because there was lack of competition, because there wasn't that multiple offer situation. You were overpaying for that. You also get the warranty, which you're not gonna get on a resale home. So there are still advantages. I believe that the pricing has somewhat normalized in the new build world. So what you see is what you're gonna get. You are paying significantly more than you were 2 years ago. However, the dates of how long to expect a home to be built, that's still a question mark. We still don't know if that's solid. So my advice to you on that is that you build a home, if you are building a spec home, that's one that's already started and in the ground and going, so you don't have to worry about the delays. We are still seeing delays in the appliances, in terms of getting appliances, and that's like Canada-wide. I think that's probably even North American-wide. Things are still continuing to adjust. So if you were curious as to what happened in July, basically a slowdown, and it's continuing a slowdown from June. I foresee that August is continuing that slowdown, but we have started to see a pickup in the market in August at the beginning of the month here. Just, I think, that last rush to get in before September. So when we talk next month about what happened in August, we will consider all those things in terms of that last chance rush. We typically do see a last chance rush in September and October as well, and we'll see if that carries on. Thanks so much for watching. We'll talk to you next time.